Good morning and a very warm welcome. My name is Janine Kandel. I'm the head of communications for the United Nations University here in Bonn, and I have the pleasure to moderate today's panel. I'm joined on stage by the Director for Global Health, Resilience, Equal Opportunity of the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, Dr. Tania Vorwerk. Welcome. The UN Habitat Executive Director and United Nations Under-Secretary General, Ms. Maimunah Mohd Sharif, very warm welcome to you, and Mr. Guillermo Saavedra, President of FESAN, Chile, and member of the GWOPA International Steering Committee. The Lord Mayor of Bonn, Mrs. Katja Do, can unfortunately not be with us today due to prior commitments, but we will get to see a video message from her in just a few minutes. After our speakers will give their statements, we invite you, members of the media, to write your questions into the chat box. Kindly identify yourself and the outlet that you work for when posting your questions, and I will be reading those out to the panel as soon as we open the Q&A part of the session. I now have the pleasure to hand over to Ms. Maimunah Mohd Sharif for the UN Habitat GWOPA launch office statement. Under-Secretary General Sharif, please, you have the floor.
Honorable Mayor of Bonn, Ms. Katja Do, dear colleagues, distinguished members of the press, thank you very much, Ms. Kandel. And good morning to all of you. Guten Morgen. I'm very pleased to be here today's press conference. First, I would like to thank Ms. Vorwerk, Mr. Saavedra, and all media delegates and journalists for being here today. So since 2009, UN Habitat has been supporting peer-to-peer exchanges between utilities worldwide through the Global Water Operators Partnership Alliance, GWOPA for short. So ever since not-for-profit, solidarity-based water operators partnerships, or WOPS, WOPs, have been building the capacity of utilities around the world to provide better and more sustainable services to the communities they serve. So with GWOPA's Secretariat hosting in Bonn, new partnerships with German institutions are helping GWOPA become even stronger. So today, GWOPA is releasing its latest annual report of 2021, and according to this report, GWOPA now counts more than 400 partnerships. Over 58 million people are estimated to have gained access to improved services through water operators partnerships since 2009. So we are now involved in exchanges to support 7 German WOPs funded by BMZ, which include a partnership between Dresden and the water operator in Ukrainian city of Lviv. As people in Ukraine face dwindling supplies of water, GWOPA and BMZ are exploring ways to further collaborate to support utilities in Ukraine and neighboring countries and ensure the continuity of service provision. We have joined the Bonn Water Network as a member, and I look forward to the announcement of the latest collaborative research product of this group by the Mayor of Bonn. So our time in Bonn has also seen the birth of 22 new WOPs. With the EU WOPs program funded by the European Union, this partnership kicked off early this year and are already helping local utilities staff to make lasting improvements, increase access to basic services, and address social exclusion and gender inequalities in cities and human settlements. So these 22 partnerships will benefit up to 125 million people living in the 30 beneficiary cities through improved services. So we look forward to hosting the 5th Global Water Operators Partnerships Global WOPs Congress here in Bonn in May 2023, and I invite all of you to make it a success. So the Congress will gather hundreds of international participants from the water urban sectors in Bonn. So today, the strengthened strategic direction of GWOPA will be discussed for the first time in Bonn, and the Alliance is holding the 14th edition of the annual International Steering Committee, which I'm looking forward to chair again. And it is my pleasure today, after 2 years of pandemic restrictions, to officially launch the GWOPA office in Bonn and to know that we can count on our German partners to together achieve our shared vision. Thank you so much. Vielen Dank. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Executive Director Sharif. Now we would like to give the floor to Mr. Guillermo from FESAN, please.
Thank you, Ms. Kandel. Dear colleagues, first of all, I would like to thank Ms. Sharif, Dr. Vorwerk, and Ms. Derner. It's an honor to be standing here today to together celebrate the launch of the GWOPA office in Bonn. As president of FESAN and member of the GWOPA steering committee, allow me to share my most sincere enthusiasm about the upcoming celebration of the 14th annual GWOPA International Steering Committee meeting, taking place in a few hours here in Bonn for the first time. The problems faced by frontline water and sanitation service providers are very similar, and so are the solutions. Water operators' partnerships, in their solidarity and peer-to-peer nature, are allowing utilities around the world to connect and discover just that. I would like to stress the importance of adapting these partnerships to the reality of local communities. We in FESAN are raising the voice of 100,000 small rural operators in Latin America and the Caribbean. We understand their importance as they provide basic services to 110 million people in the region. Considering the local culture in a participatory manner is fundamental to make long-lasting improvements in those utilities, impact the workers, and help them to take ownership of the solutions. We must integrate the local know-how. As an example, the GWOPA between FESAN and ADECOR in San Martin, Jilotepeque, Guatemala, between 2017 and 2018 is proof of what a sustainable rural water operators management model can achieve. Rural operators in San Martin are now providing inclusive and sustainable drinking water for 6,000 indigenous people. Rural operators are too part of GWOPA as a global and inclusive alliance, but we need to boost their visibility. Acknowledge that with their work, they are linking economic development with social development. And to do that, it is crucial to advocate for more funding, to give them the chance to engage in more WOPs and scale up their efforts. Because rural operators are a fundamental part of the equation to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Finally, I'm very happy to see how GWOPA is being supported and strengthened thanks to the support of the host country and city and all German partners. On behalf of the GWOPA Steering Committee members, vielen Dank.
Thank you so much for those inspiring words, Mr. Saavedra. I would now like to give the floor to Dr. Vorwerk from BMZ for her welcome remarks. Thank you.
On behalf of the Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, the BMZ, I'm very pleased to officially welcome the Secretariat of the Global Water Operators Partnership Alliance, GWOPA, and its new home, Bonn. We are very glad that the German application has been considered to be the most convincing one. In this regard, I would like to thank, in particular, the colleagues from the Federal Foreign Office, the State of North Rhine-Westphalia, and the City of Bonn. They all joined the ranks with us and made this joint effort a success. The move from GWOPA to Bonn underlines once more the importance of Bonn as a UN city. In addition, we consider GWOPA's presence in Bonn a significant strengthening of the city's reputation as a climate, environmental, and sustainable city. Water is not just a resource. Water is the source of life and basic for any human and social economic development. Under the condition of climate change and megatrends such as urbanization, access to water is no less but a decisive element of the future of mankind. BMZ is currently supports the operations of GWOPA Secretariat with an annual amount of up to 1.15 million euros. And the cooperation agreement so far runs until 2024. As one of the largest bilateral donors in the water sector, Germany's cooperation uses a wide range of instruments to directly or indirectly support water operators in our partner countries. Support ranges from infrastructure financing to capacity development, targeting regulatory frameworks, as well as capacity of utilities per se. Learning from GWOPA, BMZ commissioned GIZ in 2019 to design a pilot program to mobilize German municipal water enterprises for a peer-to-peer exchange and learning program with partner utilities and countries, in which we have a focus on the water sector in our bilateral development cooperation. The program entails partnerships with utilities in South Africa, Tanzania, Zambia, Jordan, and, as mentioned before, in Ukraine. German utilities involved come from Dresden, the city of Cologne, the city of Berlin, the city of Hamburg, just to name some of them. Beginning from March, 4 trucks full of technical equipment, for example, like generators, were donated and delivered to Lviv in Ukraine and Ternopil in Ukraine to ensure water supply in the war-affected cities. Additionally, the Ukrainian Association of Water and Sewage Water Enterprises and the VKU established within shortest time a cooperation to coordinate needs of water companies all over Ukraine with possible donations of technical equipment from Germany. This support is now delivered via a logistic hub organized by German Railway. We thank them for this. And the first delivery reached Kharkiv last week. Welcome to Bonn.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vorwerk. I believe we will now get a chance to see the video from Lord Mayor, Ms. Katja Do.
Madam Executive Director, esteemed audience, congratulations to the Global Water Operators Partnership Alliance and to UN Habitat on the official opening of the GWOPA premises here in Bonn. I apologize for not being able to join you in person this morning, and I'm very much looking forward to welcoming you in the Old Town Hall this afternoon. In its 26th year, UN Bonn has long become a UN hub for sustainability and a nourishing ground for collaboration and networking. The portfolio covers the particular global challenges and major cross-cutting issues that are at stake for the future of humankind: climate, land, biodiversity, and water. In a rapidly urbanizing world, cities are the places where all of these major challenges are felt and must be tackled. Without cities, the global sustainability challenges cannot be met. Cities are drivers in the fight against climate change, the reduction of hunger and poverty, and the provision of sustainable water and sanitation services. More than 2/3 of the 17 SDGs will only be fully achieved with the support of the local level. Against this background, I'm very glad that UN Habitat has decided to locate its Global Water Operators Partnership Alliance here in Bonn. GWOPA is a perfect addition to our UN Bonn family and sustainability hub. The journey of GWOPA in Bonn is a success story already and one of collaboration and networking since the beginning. The Bonn Water Network is a fine example for this, and their first research project, the Bonn Water Story, gives a good overview on the diverse aspects of water in our city, from sewage treatment to flood prevention and management. GWOPA is a highly welcome addition to the network and to our international community in Bonn. I would like to take the opportunity to thank you, Madam Executive Director, for your continuous support to strengthen multi-level cooperation and the role of local governments in the implementations of the SDGs. I see the settlement of GWOPA as an excellent step not only towards closer global collaboration between water providers, but also towards bringing the aspects of localization and of cities and urban sustainability to this UN venue. Welcome on board, GWOPA. Welcome, UN Habitat. We are looking forward to intensifying this fine cooperation.
Wonderful. That was some very nice words, also echoing the welcome to Bonn. We would now I'd like to thank all of our speakers, and now like to open the question for the media to ask any questions that you have to either one of the three panelists. Once again, please put your name, the outlet that you work for into the chat box, and then your question. We will give this about 60 seconds to come through. Okay. While we see if any questions are coming through here, may I just ask the speakers each to give one or two sentences, closing remarks, while we give media a chance to write any questions, any additional points you'd like to make after having heard these speeches from your colleagues.
Thank you very much for the questions. Yeah, I think Global Water Operators Partnership Alliance here is very, very important moment for me and UN Habitat, and we already postponed for 2 years for this launching. So by having the GWOPA here, and immediately we will have our fifth global water operators in next year. So we just finished our high-level meeting looking at the implementation of the new urban agenda in New York on the 28th of April at the General Assembly, and the outcome is also talking about the sustainability and also climate change, and water is one of the elements that I think is very, very important at the moment now. So when we talk about water, we would like to see, by having the GWOPA here, we would like to collaborate with all the water network in this country, and also with the other really 400 partners, to see how we can make sure that everyone globally have an access to clean water. Before now, it's half of the world is not accessible to clean drinkable water. So that is what is our aim to provide, because water is a human rights for all. So that is one objective. Second is how we can look into the technology and innovation, and that can create the limited resources of water. How can we make sure that through innovation, through technology, we can provide adequate drinkable water to all through to innovations. And third is that we would like to share our best practices, and when we talk about water as an entity, in our World Urban Forum 11 in Katowice, Poland, on next month, 26th to 30th. So that is what my immediate response on the and also the opportunities that we are having here in Bonn. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. We've just had the first question come through from the media, so I'll be reading this out. It comes from Nicolas Ottersbach from the Generalanzeiger, in regional newspaper for Bonn. Why was Bonn chosen to be the host of GWOPA? And Madam Executive Director, this would go to you directly. And how big will the Congress that you announced for 2023 in Bonn, how big will this be? And perhaps you could start us off and then the colleagues can chime in.
Thank you. Why Bonn? Bonn is our partner. Yeah, Bonn is our partner. But we have before this our global water operators partnership allowance was in Barcelona. And then when we would like, then that of course there is a tenancy agreement. Then we have come up with the process of hosting the GWOPA. And through that process that we really look forward that the opportunity to be here and also the commitment of the German government to host us. At the same time, this is very centralized. And then we have the network, the German water network, and we would like to work together with the partners is already within Germany and Bonn. You already have the UN house here. So I think it's very fortunate for us to be housed with our colleagues. So that is GWOPA is not only dealing with UN Habitat, it's also dealing with other UN agencies. We will collaborate together. So I think this is Bonn is the best place. And together with our colleague, and also the commitment given by the mayor of Bonn, and you heard her speech just now, and also the commitment given by by our partners, and also by the host government of Germany. Thank you.
Dr. Vorwerk, would you like to comment on that quickly?
Yes, indeed. So we are very happy that you are part of the new UN city and enlarging this with a cross-cutting issue of water. Because if we talk about food security, what we have in mind now today, due to the war, we talk about water. If we talk about global health, we are talking about water and sanitation. So I could add this on with other SDGs. It's a cross-cutting issue, and it's the source which we have to use and have to be aware for the future of mankind. And due to the climate crisis, we become more and more aware that we have to be very careful about clean water. And as you said, it's a human right. And this is the reason why I'm so happy that we have GWOPA now with the German government. And I'm quite sure that we will liaise with many, many corporations and with all the strong cities and the strong public entities handling water in Germany. I think this is exceptionally strong in our country, and we need their knowledge to spread this over to other countries and to build up corporations and capacity development. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Last question, very, very brief, to you, Madam Executive Director. How big will the Congress in 23 in Bonn be? And I maybe just let you give one or two comments on this, and we unfortunately then need to wrap up.
Yes, the fifth global water operators in May 2023, we would like to have as big as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, and at least the 400 partners, the water operators, global water operators will be in Bonn. And at the same time now, I think that we can reach out more participants because we are doing it hybrid at the moment now. So I think that we would like to take this opportunity, as what Mr. Vorwerk mentioned just now, that is water is the human rights. It's a right for everybody to have a clean water. So I would like to see how the May 2023 global water operators, the fifth global operators conference, and to be brought towards we will have our UN Habitat Assembly in June 2023, and also bring it to all the way to the Summit of the Future in 2023. So I think this water is very, very important to everyone, and I look forward for the fifth global water operators. conference and look forward for the outcomes, because now we have the 3 C's, conflict, climate change, and also the COVID-19 pandemic. So I think that this is very, very timely that we have this Global Water Operators Partnership Conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, everyone. What great closing words, and a lot to look forward to. It will be a lot of things happening here at GWOPA in Bonn. Colleagues from the media, we're very sorry we have to wrap up now, but we do invite you to ask any questions which you still might have, and to ask them to the GWOPA Secretariat, who will get back to you and who can also help you with getting quotes from the speakers as needed. Please email info@gwopa.org. You can also find their website online, and someone will get back to you right away. Thank you so much for attending today. A big thank you to our speakers. Thank you, everyone, for being online. And this concludes today's press conference.